Welcome to Nameless Debate Radio, where radioactivity is contagious. You can join us in broadening our minds on the Nameless Debates Discord via the link below and even feature here yourself, if you've got what it takes.
When you say
Okay, I have 5%,
yes,
and I
okay,
forgot where
you
we
said
were at.
you said I'm the base of my system. I said, what are you? You said a collection of cells. I said that's biology. You said yes. Then I said, therefore, biology is relevant to your system. And then you said no.
Oh, you said relevant. Oh, you cut out at that point. So you said
Yes, it's
biology is
relevant.
relevant to the system. Well, I
Yes.
depend on biology, so I guess you could say that. Sure.
Yes, and then biology depends on chemistry. So then chemistry is relevant to the
Yes, and then you could say the same thing
yes,
about
and
the
then the same
fundamental
for
base.
physics.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
So
Okay,
then the basis of the outside world is relevant to the basis of your system.
sure. To the things that can make my system up that's relevant.
What? No,
To
so
the
like
things
how no. The mechanics that we describe with biology, chemistry, and physics, the mechanics of the world, the way the world works is relevant to the way that you formulate your subjective morality. It's relevant
Yes,
necessarily.
because if they weren't that way, I wouldn't be able to have it. Right?
Exactly. But you were
Okay.
saying just before that it wasn't relevant.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, so now that we have admitted that the rest of the world is relevant to your subjective system of values or the principles that you use to act, what I'm saying is that the principle that you were espousing before, which is that your opinion is worth
Okay.
more than to you than anything
Okay,
else,
no.
isn't
That's where I wanted to be clear.
basis of the
This is where I want to be clear, and this is where everything fucked up. When you said, "Does your opinion matter more than others?" I thought that you meant like, shit. How to be clear? When you said, oh fuck. When you said this, I meant that I value I don't value other people's opinions. I value facts. Now, if their opinions
You didn't say
align
that.
with facts, no, I said what I mean when I say this, because the context was
But
when we were talking about
no, but
killing
you
killing
took a
other people, right?
contrary position to that.
This is
Okay,
why I want to be clear, right? So I'm clearing everything up.
okay, so
right?
you're taking back the contrary position.
The contrary position was what?
Was that that your opinion is more important than what is demonstrated. That is the contrary opinion that you espouse.
I'm not saying my opinion is more important than truth.
That is what you said.
If that's what I said, I didn't mean it.
Then you retract it.
Yes, I track that.
Yes,
If
fine.
that is
So
in fact what I
continue.
said, yes, of course.
Continue.
So all I was saying was that the base of my system is myself, right? So whatever gives me more pleasure, well-being, all these other things, right? That is good for my system, and that is what I will do, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not concerned about other people. I'm not concerned about them, right? So if they're trying to, forcibly take away my rights, such as like I say the Holocaust didn't happen, and now I'm being arrested, I will defend myself.
So you
right?
will kill officers of the law because you don't agree with the law instead of trying to enact political change to change the law. You want to kill officers of the law who are just doing their job. Is that correct?
I would kill officers of the law if they were trying if they were trying to take away what I feel is my fundamental rights. Yes.
Maybe you should do a better job arguing for your fundamental rights in law. The fact
Now we're
is
going to
that your
pragmatics.
no, listen to me. The fact is that the rights that you have aren't based on your opinion. They are afforded to you by other
I'm
people.
saying what I want is my rights.
No, that's not true. What are your rights are what other people are prepared to give you. Those are your
what
rights.
I feel are my fundamental rights. What I
Yeah,
believe.
but your opinion on it isn't relevant. Your rights are defined by what other people are willing to award you.
Okay, again, I'm saying what I feel. Well, okay, let me be very clear then. If we're going to use rights in that sense, what I feel should be my fundamental rights.
Yeah, so then you should make a case in law. You shouldn't kill officers of the law who are just doing their job because you didn't make your case. I just told you why. Because it's your job to change the law if you disagree with it. It's not your job. Because that's how society works. If instead of changing the law, what you do is you break the law, and then when officers of the law do their job, which is to enforce the law that everybody else agreed on, you're going to stop. You're going to kill them for enforcing the laws that everybody else agreed on that you didn't contest sufficiently.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's just ridiculous.
No.
It's ridiculous.
No.
If you want to change the law, change it. Okay.
I can't.
But if people are going to enforce a law,
I cannot personally.
Yes, you can.
Law.
Yes, you can.
You're telling me I could go up to Congress and try to change a fucking law, right? So if we're going to talk pragmatics, no, I cannot.
Yes, you can mount a movement.
But that doesn't mean that it's going to happen.
You can mount a movement.
I personally am.
Do you know? Okay, let me ask you this. Do you know who
You think-
Martin Luther King was? Do you know who
Okay,
Martin
you're
Luther
going
King
to
was?
some special example, right?
No, I'm
not a
going to
special
an example of an individual who changed the law. Everybody does that all the time when they don't agree with laws. They
No.
petition the policymakers to change the law.
Okay,
That is what we do.
Okay, no, because
That is what humans do.
Whoa, because it would be very similar to some random fuck on Facebook trying to say I disagree with that law, and then they try to get it enacted. It almost never happens. There's many people
That's
who
because
disagree
you,
with the laws.
of course,
and no matter how,
that's
okay,
because you have to get other people to agree. Opinion is sensible. Until you've done that, you defying the laws that
okay,
everybody's
then. So
agreed
if other
makes
people
you
don't
a
agree that it's
willful
sensible,
criminal.
okay, now what happens when they say, okay, a willful criminal is I don't care about this term.
Well, okay, but that is what you are. If you don't care
Sure.
about changing the law, you're just going to break it. You are a willful criminal, and guess what?
Sure.
People don't like
You would be a
criminals.
willful criminal in some senses, sure.
People don't like criminals. Nobody does.
Okay, I'm not concerned what other people like.
Well, then they're not going to treat you very well. They're not going to treat you very well if you tell them. If you don't care what the law is.
Sure, that's why I might not tell them that, right?
So you're going to keep it to yourself and lie about it instead of saying what you think is true.
Sure. If I'm not able to go and try to change the law, I'm not able to go.
You
are
are able. You are able. Yes,
no,
you are.
Not.
You can. Yes, you can. It's called lobbying. You can petition the people in charge to consider that there is a majority consensus on an issue and it should change. That is how social change happens.
Do it, but
the idea.
likely
Listen,
it
the
will
idea.
Not happen. Right.
That's not the point. The idea that you can just say, my opinion is more important than what society has deemed is law is extremely arrogant.
Why?
And it means because other people don't agree with you. You're elevating your opinion above everybody else's. Like society comes to a majority consensus on an issue, and you go, well, fuck those millions of people. My opinion is better, more important. I can't get it enacted, right? Other people don't listen to me, but I know it's true, so I'm going to do what the fuck I like. No, but you're going to do what you like.
No, okay. Here's my thing. When they start making opinions about other like subjective things like morality and the way laws should be enforced, right? These are inherently subjective. I don't put theirs above my opinion, right?
Well, the law is not subjective.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't. It's intersubjectively agreed on and societally enforced.
Yeah, so the law depends on subjects.
The law depends upon the agreement of the majority.
Right, and then they base this on their subject.
Not on an individual, on everybody agreeing with one view.
Okay, I don't care if everyone agrees with one view, right? That doesn't mean my view.
That's what the law is.
Inherently, they're not right. So what? I'm saying,
if you're a civilized person, you follow the law.
Okay, again, that's not an argument.
It is an argument. That is very deductive. Civilized people accord themselves to the rules of civilization. Okay, that's called law. If you say, I don't care about the law, and more than that, I would be willing to murder officers of the law who are only doing their job. They're not doing anything against you. They don't even necessarily, listen. They don't even necessarily agree with the law they're enforcing, okay? They're just doing their job. Okay, you're breaking the law. Everybody agrees you're breaking the law. The idea that you would murder them is preposterous.
So the basis of your argument is this is the law and you're killing someone else.
My basis of the argument is that you are elevating your personal opinion above the intersubjectively established consensus.
I value my personal opinion on subjective matters more than other people do on their subjective matters.
I don't think you understand, okay? Society is based on people agreeing about the way things should be and making that law.
A bunch of subjects
intersubjectively agree.
Yeah,
no, they don't. No. They don't have a bunch of disparate subjective opinions. Subjects agree. Okay. The reason that murder is illegal.
Why should I be concerned?
All humans agree that it should be.
Okay,
and if you don't, then that makes you a criminal.
Okay, can you prove that all the law, right? What they say of all the subjects who agree on this law? Can you show me that is more valuable in terms of my system than what mine would be?
Yes, that has consequences for your life. For instance, you die. Yeah. So let's say you kill some police officers. They either shoot you or arrest you. That's the consequence.
What if I care about my well-being and that brings me more well-being, right?
What? It doesn't. You die.
It does. I get more.
You die.
I get more.
I'm sorry.
Being in jail. Whoa, being in jail kind of fucking sucks, right?
I don't even know what you're saying at this point. Like, what, being in jail? You wouldn't necessarily be in jail. They're much more likely to just shoot you if you're shooting at police
No, no,
officers.
no, no, no. Okay, well, no, okay. We're given two situations, right? One, I just get arrested and I go to jail. The other one, I shoot the cops.
No, you
Right.
said you'd shoot the cops. That's what you
Yes,
said.
yes, that's what I'm saying. So we're going on this, and which one is better for me, right?
Yeah, neither of them is better for you. You shooting the cops shoot you.
Yeah,
You're dead.
okay,
Nothing's
then.
better for you then.
Okay, so and then living in jail, is that better than me dying from shooting cops in terms of my beliefs?
No, you probably should try to change the law if you don't want to be in jail, buddy. That's what people do. That's how people do it. Listen,
what if I
listen. We
can't?
have a long established
What if I
tradition of
can't?
how this is done.
I can't.
Then your opinion might be wrong. Have you ever
My
considered
opinion?
that?
What the fuck? My opinions about what subjectively should happen is wrong? What the
No,
fuck are you
if
talking
you
about
can't get other people to agree with you, then either go live by yourself in the bush or conform to the standards that people have agreed
now?
on.
Why?
Because otherwise they will implement restrictions, or they will, if you, for instance, shoot at police officers, kill you. And everybody's going to say, wow, what a dickhead. Who the fuck shoots at police for
Okay,
trying
like,
to
again,
arrest
I'm not
them when
concerned
they
about what other
will
people think about,
broke the law?
right? I'm not concerned about what other
Okay,
people
man.
think, right?
I don't know what you want from me. Like, you're making no sense.
Sure.
Yeah, that's my assertion. You're not making sense.
Okay, yeah, that's your assertion. You're right.
Yeah, I think that if we were to get it adjudicated, that other people who are listening would agree on us.
Okay, the fact that you just say I'm not making any sense. What is your point? How have you proven me wrong?
Well, for instance, you're committing yourself to the title of criminal. Yeah,
So
that seems
what?
stupid. It seems foolish.
So what? Okay,
Seems
that's not an
foolish.
argument. Oh, is the title of criminal. That's not an argument. You would be a criminal in some circumstances.
I
other people
already
be
made an
criminals in other
argument.
circumstances.
I don't think you understand what the rules of argumentation are.
I said, how have you proven me wrong? You said you would be subject to the term
How
criminal,
have
right?
No, I
That's
don't
not
think, no, stop.
yes.
I don't think you understand the concept of proof, okay? Nothing can be conclusively proven if you are obstinate in thinking that you know what proof is. It doesn't matter how I demonstrate it to you. For instance, if I walk up and put a bullet in your head, I actually have proved you wrong about whether or not you think is right or wrong, because I used it to end your life, all right? But you're not around to recognize it. Right, and anything less than actually using it to kill you is not a conclusive proof.
Okay.
Yeah, so what do you mean, how have I proven it? Proof isn't possible. I made a very compelling deductive argument, and you didn't refute it.
Okay, so the whole point is that you can't prove your point.
Oh my God. No, that's called, stop, that's called epistemology. You should know that if you're going to engage in a debate, okay? The theory of knowledge is something you should know. The fact that you're ignorant to it is embarrassing in my opinion.
Okay, so okay, I'm using the colloquial sense of the word proof, right?
No, don't.
When you say
we're having a technical argument. That's what a debate is. It's a technical
I'm
argument.
a fucking layman, and you're
so
over here getting.
Maybe you should educate yourself, mate.
Okay, just because I don't know all the fucking debate terminology and all this.
No, you don't even know what it means to say that you know something. You have no clue what it means to say, I know X, I believe X, X is true. You don't know what those mean. You have not figured out what the limits of your opinion are and the limits of the world are. You haven't learned that. You don't have a foundational understanding of how you're ignorant.
Is any of that proof that my opinion is wrong?
It is an epistemological fact that you can't prove an opinion wrong, so no, but the fact of the matter is that you should understand epistemology, and you don't.
Okay, okay, then what term do you want me to use then? Show that I was wrong? Is that the
term? Maybe you should do something on what epistemology is.
Oh, okay.
It's not my job to educate you. I'm not your teacher. Do some research. It's not my job to teach you.
Okay. Then what is your point? What are you trying to show? Are you trying to show something?
I already showed you something. The something is you cannot coherently participate in a debate where you're going to claim anything is true or that you know it.
Are you going to show me anything in regards to the value structure that I had?
Listen,
are you going to show me anything in regards to the value structure that I had? Because this is not focal to the point of the debate.
You're not listening to me, okay? The point is we didn't get anywhere. I gave a valid, didn't get anywhere, and the only reason we didn't get anywhere, you don't know what it means to say that something is true.
I don't know what it means to say something is true. What are you trying to show?
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. What are you trying to show then?
I'm saying,
Let me
for
ask
instance, when you ask me for proof, that speaks to your ignorance about what proof is and
Was
how
that an answer
possible
to
it
my
is.
question?
Yes, you said, what am I trying to show you?
Yes,
Yeah,
in
well,
regards to
there's
the
an
brain
example.
proposition, right?
Oh my
what are you
God.
trying to show in terms of my
Why
view?
would I try to show you again? You did. It didn't work.
I'm asking you,
weren't
what are
convinced.
you trying to show?
I already explained it.
What are you trying to show me? What is
I'm
your point in
trying
this
to
debate?
show you
Not
that
right
the
now.
way that you think about your opinion is ignorant. That's basically what I'm trying to show
The way
you.
I think about my opinion is the
Yes,
way I
it's
think about my
ignorant.
opinion
It is
is ignorant.
Correct.
The way I think about my opinion. I mean, if you're talking about my opinion as my value
No,
structure.
epistemologically, the way that you think about your opinions in general is ignorant.
How?
Because you don't understand what it means to say that something is your opinion. Say that something is,
Okay,
you
then
don't
what does it mean?
understand
Then?
the
If we're gonna
boundaries
use
between
this.
the two. I'm not your fucking teacher. Go educate yourself.
Okay, then. Well, I'm asking you for clarity on what we're talking
It's
about,
not
right?
my job
And you
to
want to
teach you the basis of knowing what's true. I told you the subject. It's epistemology.
Okay,
You
well, I
can
can't
go and look it
talk
up.
to you then.
People have been writing on it for millennia. Go and look it up.
Okay, if you want. Okay, so you didn't want to have a conversation with me.
Not if you don't even know how the rules work.
Okay, I'm asking you to define opinion.
It's not my job.
It's not your job.
So
Okay.
you want me to demonstrate that I understand epistemology? Okay, an opinion.
No, I want you to. I want to work on the same definition of opinion. That's
No,
all.
but it's not. The point is that you're not going to understand unless you've understood epistemology as a whole.
Why?
Because epistemology is the theory of knowledge.
So you can't define opinion without epistemology?
You don't know how to sort out the difference between opinion and fact, because that is what epistemology teaches you to do. I can. I don't need. Shush. I don't need. Shush. 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 I don't need to tell you. Okay, why the difference that I'm making makes sense. When I tell you what the difference is, and you say I don't accept that, I say educate yourself on the topic because you don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say I didn't accept it.
I'm asking for clarity on what one of them fucking mean. What are you talking about?
Your opinion is your subjective viewpoint, which is less relevant than what is actually true. And whenever something that's actually true contradicts your opinion, you should change it.
Okay, what in there did I disagree with then?
I gave an argument about why the way that you think about your morality doesn't make sense. And it was essentially something along the lines of, if I take the policies, the principles that you espouse, and I apply them, then I get to murder you, and that's okay in your opinion. And you said no. And the fact that you would say no means you don't know what you're talking about. That follows logically.
If other people use the principles that I use for my subjective view, then it would be okay. Then it would be okay, in my opinion, for them to kill me.
Yes, it's an extension of your opinion that they can do what they want.
That would contradict my opinion, though.
No, it's an extension of your opinion into the world that they can also do whatever they want.
Why?
Because that's what consistency means. It's to extend your opinions to the world.
Okay, so my opinion that I am the base, I value myself the most.
Your
if
opinion.
I apply that consistency.
No, your opinion. Stop. Your opinion that your opinion on what is actually a reasonable law means that you are justified in killing a police officer who is just doing their job, who is arresting you for breaking a law other people have agreed to put into place. Okay, means that you don't understand what justification is, because that isn't justified. Okay, and if it's justified, then it's no. Listen, if it's justified, then it is just as consistently justified for me to walk up and execute you.
If I'm infringing on your rights, yes.
No, your opinion of your rights is not the same as your
view of rights.
Yes, yes, exactly. You are. No, so listen, you are infringing on my personal, in my opinion. How about I say that? So I walk up and I execute you. You're okay with that, are you?
I'm not okay for it with myself, but
But you think that makes sense? That's a reasonable thing for me to do.
It's a reasonable thing for you to do in regards to your system, yes.
Yeah, I don't agree with you. I think that is not. The whole point of it not being reasonable is that you're not justifying yourself properly, and that leads back to the fact
What do
that
you mean?
you don't understand.
Whoa, was I not just consistent right there? So what do you mean I'm
No,
not
you
justifying myself?
said no. You were consistent, but you're not
Okay, then.
justifying yourself in a valid way. That's why
How?
I don't agree with conclusion. Okay, if I agreed with your conclusion, right, then we'd be able to agree on the validity. I don't agree with your conclusion. You think that's reasonable. I think it's unreasonable.
Okay.
And the fact that I think it's unreasonable means that we disagree about what constitutes a justification. And I'm saying I have looked into the topic. It's called epistemology. I actually am educated on what counts as justification, and you don't seem to be.
Okay, so what point were you trying to argue from? Were you trying to argue from my consistency?
I just told you.
So you were trying to argue from like some...
No, I said, I established, listen to me.
What do you mean?
I established the consistency of your argument. You agreed, me walking up and executing you was reasonable, and I said, I think that is an invalid conclusion.
Why?
Because it's not justified.
Why?
Because your justification is invalid.
Why?
Because it elevates your subjective view above what should be accorded to it by you. That's why.
My subjective view that should be accorded to... Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. Okay, so basically, you think your opinion is more valuable. If you understood epistemology,
Okay, go back. You cut off.
I'm not
You
done.
cut off. I need to ask you. You cut off.
You think your opinion is more valuable than you are justified in thinking that it is. Okay? That's what I'm saying. You think your opinion is worth more.
I think my opinion is worth more than what?
Then it actually is. You think it's worth more than you can justify.
It's not worth anything objectively, but in my subjective... To me, yes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is you are making an invalid argument about the fact that your opinion should be what is most subjectively important to you. That's invalid. I disagree with the conclusion, and I think that it comes from the fact that you don't understand what it would take to justify such a claim.
Okay.
Like you don't understand justification well enough.
Of assertions? Is that just a bunch of assertions and like fucking what is this?
Are you serious? I explained very clearly, okay? I understand epistemology. I can give you an account of it. You admitted to not understanding of it, okay? Epistemology is the theory of knowledge which concerns the justification of knowledge. If you don't know epistemology, I am perfectly valid in saying, well, you admitted you don't know epistemology.
Therefore, I'm wrong.
Maybe you should educate yourself.
Okay,
before,
then so
maybe you should educate yourself. Listen. Maybe you should educate yourself before you start trying to argue with people who do understand epistemology.
All I did was say what I believe, and then you tried to argue with me, right? And now you're going to epistemology. I'm a layman, right? So when you're going to have to define terms for me, that's fine. But if you're so arrogant to say, oh, you don't even know what epistemology means, you just get the fuck out of here, dude, you're wrong.
You admitted to not knowing it.
Yes.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is you cannot claim to know that your justification is valid because you don't understand validity in justification. You don't know how we determine that. Humans agree about validity in justification and how it's determined. We've agreed for a long fucking time. We've been writing about it for millennia. There are lots of resources you could use to educate yourself.
Okay, so is all this going to boil down to just go learn epistemology, bro? Is that what all this is boiling down to?
Yes! Fucking yes! Before you want to tell me, shut up. Before you want to tell me you know something, you'd better fucking shut up. Shut up. Before you want to tell me that you know something, you had better goddamn know what it means to say that you know something.
You came over here with all your fucking memes, and I just said opinion, and then you tried to debate me, and then I'm just trying to defend my
opinion is valid. I'm saying
you don't even know epistemology.
Yes, you think your opinion is valid. I'm saying epistemologically it's not, and I'm saying that if you don't know epistemology, you are not qualified to contest that.
Okay,
you're just not.
Okay, sure. If you want to say that you're just incapable of me debating, right? If you want to say that, sure, fine. Then end the debate.
Okay, it's over. You don't understand epistemology. You're not worth arguing. That's the end of it.
Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and join us in the Nameless Debates Discord. We hope to see you there.